Oh, my beautiful, beloved tribe. This is Emily Potter. I'm the director of the Lightworker Musicians Tribe and the Million Kisses Foundation. And I had a wonderful conversation with the tribe brother last week. And I was thinking about it this week, and I want to share with you something that we talked about. This might apply to those of you who are just starting to share your music, and you you know already that you want to take it to the next level from the couch to the stage. Now, I'm going to give you a very important tip, something that I wish that I knew when I first started, and that starting point for me that was after I'd quit my job and become a full-time musician. So that's really, really imperative if you want to know something that you don't actually have to go through all of the learning process. You can just learn from me right now a very important tip from taking your music from the couch and from just your own local little space to the stage more and more. So what this brother said on the phone last week is that he is now ready to tap deeper into that space of vulnerability and openness and connection. And I say that specifically because he was saying that he knows the difference from his own experience, that there's a level there that is not felt when you're just playing out just in a bar or in a cafe, that kind of situation. He's interested in going deeper into that place of openness and vulnerability with his audience, and this is where our dialogue began. So I'm going to share with you two specific places where beginners make mistakes. So if you're just starting, you'll want to hear this, and those of you who are more accomplished, you'll be interested to tap into this too if this is applying to you. If you're just starting out, number one beginner's mistake is that you can get stuck in one of the phases along the journey. So let me explain what that means. So getting stuck. Some of you are stuck in not knowing how to get to the next level. All you know is to stay on your couch and play your music and get better. Okay, you can get stuck there because you can always get better on your instrument. You can always improve. So you get stuck there because you don't know how to get out of, well, I'm not good enough yet kind of situation. The second place where you can get stuck is maybe you've grown a little bit from your couch, and then you invite other people, friends and people that you trust, to come listen to you. So now you have a little audience, and that is somewhere that you can get stuck. All of these are really important places to be, by the way. This is all part of the journey. So please hear that I'm saying do these steps, do the steps, but do not get stuck in them. So the second one is the friends. The friends come over and you're able to share your music with them, and that's a comfortable place. And it feels good, and it's connective and it's wonderful, and you can get stuck there pretty good. So then the next step that you can get stuck in, and this is great, keep expanding, is your first open mic or somewhere out in the public that's not just within your friend circle. And you're doing open mics, and that's a consistent thing. Now, that's also an incredibly important part of it. You have to be able to get comfortable on that stage. You can also get stuck in that space. And then the next place, this is a place where a lot of our tribe gets stuck, is having those gigging all over town. Now, I'm not saying any of these are a place that's wrong. Actually, I hope you heard again, I'm saying do these steps. The reason why I keep saying you could get stuck on the journey is I'm specifically talking to those of you who are interested in tapping deeper into your music medicine and being a music medicine holder nationwide or globally. You can get stuck thinking, I'm just trying to get better, I'm just trying to get my fan base up. This is a place where you can get stuck, and I'm going to share and I'm going to illuminate that it doesn't actually have to look the way you might have been taught. That it has to be that I have to have a certain amount of fans worldwide or nationwide before I can go on tour. That's one aspect. That's one way of looking at it. But I'm going to, later in the video, explain to you that you don't actually have to get stuck in that being the only way, which is exciting news. that you don't actually have to have any limitations for you to really live this dream much sooner than you think. The second place where people get stuck, and I already said it, but I'm going to say it again. The first is that you just stay in one of the phases for a really, really long time, much longer than you need to, because you're a fear or whatever. The second reason why a beginner's mistake happens is that you feel like you have to perfect yourself as a musician before you can actually go out on tour or go into the world at that larger level. Okay. You feel like you have to perfect yourself, or you really truly have the belief that you have to have this huge fan base that's already calling for you. Now, again, if you already have that, then fantastic. But I want to expressly talk to those who do not have that, and yet they still have the call calling them. That's because there actually is another way. And I only know that because of my own experience. So no, you do not have to be perfection on your instrument or in your voice before you actually go and share yourself. Did you know that? And did you also know that you don't have to have a full fan base of thousands and thousands and thousands of people before you have a very successful tour? The thing that you get to do is to get out of the way and trust your music medicine. I will continue to say this, and it's because I can't believe how much I thought those beginner mistakes myself. I really thought that I had to have it all in place before I could go, except for then I just stopped. This is when I still had my full-time job, and I had this process of like, wait a second, I totally am an intermediate guitarist. There's no way that people are going to want to listen to me play, except for that I cannot deny what's happening inside of my heart. So it must not have anything to do with my guitar skills. And I also only have like 5 people who even know that I play the guitar. So it must not be about that either. It must not be that I have to have all situated and in place before I actually go and follow this call inside of me. This is where I see a lot of our tribe get stuck, and this is why I'm impassioned to talk about this. So this is the tip. This is the tip that I wish that I had more cognizance about back then, that I'm going to just give to you right now. Ready? I want to see yeah, I think you're ready. I can feel it. The people who are drawn to this will listen all the way through, and it'll make a lot of sense to you. The tip that I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about in a minute is to hold the vision throughout every single action step you take. Every time you pick up your instrument, every time you get on a stage, every time you are even on your couch playing, every time you're hearing a new song come to you and you're figuring out the chords to it, every time that you have anything connected with that heart and your music, you have the vision right there. This is the tip, and it sounds very simple. It's almost like, well, what is that? What is that about? But go into detail. What is your vision? And I'm specifically talking to those who are world traveling. This is the vision, is that you are a world traveling music medicine holder. You see yourself performing across the nation. You see yourself performing worldwide. You see that. You see that every single time. The reason why that's so significant is that you start to create your strategy as soon as you start your first song on your couch. You already have the strategy that within the year, you already know that where you're going to be in a year is nationwide touring. You already have that. It's not that space of, oh, I'm going to have to wait until I have more experience right now. So my own experience with that, I'm telling you, I really did not have a lot of musical skills when I quit my job. It's crazy that I did. I actually am like this. I think I'm crazy that I actually did this thing successfully, because on paper, you would not believe it. You all know so much more how to connect to your heart and how to do this than you have to ever know how to play your instrument. It is phenomenal to me. So holding that vision. When I first quit my job, my first gig had one person in my audience. the importance of telling you that is that it didn't seem like a failure whatsoever because I had the vision with me. And so then what I learned from that vision and holding that vision really strong was, the power of one person. Even when I have 600,000 people in my audience, the power of one person is going to be what I connect to, because that's an important part of my vision, is that I always want to connect to the one person who's going to be affected. So I actually walked away from that performance so grateful that I learned it, because my vision held me in that space of, I know where I'm going. I hope that made sense. So since then, as an unknown musician, there I was traveling nationwide, and my audiences were coming little at a time. It was 15 people, it was 30 people, and then it came up to 100 people to come see me. This wasn't just who happened to be at the festival or who happened to be there. They came to see me. I was the one. And it's not because I had this huge fan base. It's because everything was being held in the vibration of the vision. And this is why I actually put together this mentorship program, so that I could say to people like you, whoa, this is so different. This model that I have just carved out is really, really significant for other Lightworker musicians who want to manifest this dream, and they're stuck in one of those eras, one of the phases. And I want to liberate you to know that the dream actually is much more powerful than I ever knew before. And so I put together this mentorship program. And so for you to actually walk through those phases, those eras, and not get stuck, and you've decided that you actually want to live the dream a lot quicker than it appears that it's going to right now, then I want you to reach out to me, because this is exactly why I created this course, this program that I want to offer. And for those of you who are in your phases right now, the tip for you to not get stuck is to continue to hold the vision and to keep a strategy going. Keep a strategy going so that you always know the next step that you're going to take that's going to be outside of your comfort level. Take the risk for the next one. Here's an example. I'm going to give you one example of how to get out of one into the other really quickly, a lot quicker. So for those of you who've been on the phone with me and we create a strategy together, this is one of the things that's been really useful for you, and that's the feedback I'm getting. That you start to create, you get out your calendar with me. This is something I've done with many of you. We get out our calendar, and you then create a plan that you have open mics only for about 2 to 3 months, because by the 4th month you already have the next era of what you're doing. And you're showing on the calendar, I'm not going to get stuck in any of these eras, these phases, as I get from my couch to the world stage. You always have the next one ready. It's not just this looming possibility ethereally in the ethers. It's a calendar set with a strategy. And so by April 1st, next year, you know where you're going to be, and it doesn't have to be all of the details, but you already know that you have created your world stage performances now. You already have the vision now, and you can have that be on every single open mic stage. You can have that happen every single time you're gigging out, that you know where you're going. You have a 2-year plan, you have a 3-year plan, whatever that looks like. You make action happen around that. And you don't get stuck in any of it. This is the tip that I wish that I knew at the beginning when I first began. And I'm sharing it with you now. So for those of you who are ready to know how to bridge between the eras so that you can actually have that nationwide tour already intact, then reach out to me. That global tour, reach out to me. It's an amazing thing. And I want to emphasize one more time, because I don't know if you heard me all the way, is that you do not have to wait, because the vibration is the one calling. I had 80 people in my performance in Thailand. How in the world did I do that? They were all there to listen to me. They were there to listen to me. They weren't there because of another thing. It's the vibration, it's the connection, and it's the bridging and the strategy to know how to connect to that as your model. So reach out to me if you're ready to do that and to claim it. And I look forward to connecting with you. And for the rest of you who are ready to make that strategy, I hope that some of the tools that I have shared with you in this video is useful for you. Get out your calendar and start to create a plan for yourself so that you can manifest your dream now. You don't actually have to wait. You do not have to wait, because your heart is ready now and it has the tools that it needs now. Okay, thank you for those who are here today. Lots of love. I bless your day today with lots of trust. That's what I'd like to give and offer you today. Lots of trust in who you are and what you're creating. And for those of you who are ready to reach out to me, I look forward to talking to you this week. Have a wonderful afternoon.